Hey everybody, it's Dr. T. Let's talk about creating a learning environment at home. Many of us parents are once again preparing to have our kids learn virtually. Despite our hopes, wishes, and dreams that they would be going to school, we rather err on the side of safety. And so many school districts are starting the year at least at home. So I want to make sure that you've been intentional about creating a learning environment. Kids need cues for their brain to function in the way that we want it to do. In our previous world, we had a morning routine. We got up, we washed our face, we brushed our teeth, we had breakfast, we got on our clothes, and then we walked to the bus stop or we got in the car. And then we had some conversation or chit chat, and then we had a goodbye routine. Love you, have your, be your best self, have a great day. Some kind of routine that said, now is the time for you to go, be your best self, learn, grow, have fun. And with virtual learning, I'm afraid that much of that went out the window. We just get up, get ready, time to start school. So as we start this new school year, let's be intentional about creating a learning environment, a learning space that prepares our child to make the best use of the education that they're going to get. I do believe that teachers all across the country have been doing their very best to figure it out, but we as parents need to do our part as well. And that means preparing the child to be ready to receive what the teacher is going to deliver virtually, whether that's via videos or Zoom or send home assignments. Telephone calls. It will be different depending on the child's age and the school district, but we as parents have to do our part. So the first part that we have to do is recreate our morning ritual. It may not take the same amount of time because you're not having the transportation piece, but let's recreate it. Let's make sure that the kids get up, that they get their face washed, that they get breakfast, and that they get some kind of dress, not just stay in their pajamas all day, as we have really done for the last few months, and be ready to learn. All of that preparation is sending a signal to our brain that, hey, it's time to do what you were born to do. And that's function, that's grow, that's learn, that's develop. It also sets the child up for success. They're not just waking up and, groggily making their way to the computer to do their work. It also gives some transition time. When we're asleep and have to jump straight into an activity, it's not fun and it's not easy. So this morning routine actually has a purpose. So let's make sure we go back to recreating that. Even if it's, 15 minutes, let's make sure that we create some morning routine. The second thing that we want to do to support our kids in learning virtually is to actually have a learning space in the home, somewhere that you can hopefully dedicate. It can be the corner of the living room. They may be sitting on a beanbag chair with a tray on their lap. They may be sitting at a coffee table or the dinner table, a desk in their room if they have, but let's create purposely a learning space. Preferably, if possible, not in the bedroom, only because the bedroom is too tempting, right? There's so many other distractions. That's where we rest, relax. So now that we know that we need to be intentional, and this is going to be another fairly long-term process, let's make sure and set up a space that says success. If it is in the bedroom, that's okay, but let's try to use it as a learning space and then find another space to relax and to play. So my daughter likes to play video games or video chat with her friends, and she oftentimes does that at her desk. But if she's doing that at her desk and learning at her desk and playing at her desk, there's really no differentiation to her brain about what's supposed to happen when I sit in this seat. So the purpose of creating a sacred learning space that is just for that is to really, again, send the signal to the brain that it's time to learn, it's time to focus, it's time to do our work. Then your teachers are going to have the day set up in a variety of different ways. So some of that you won't have control over, but what you should have control over is making sure that they take time to eat during the middle of the day, some point, whether it's a large snack, a couple of medium snacks, an actual lunch break. Let's recreate the learning process. Our brains get tired and they need fuel and they need energy. You also need to get up and move. That's why schools do this in the middle of the day, right? It's helpful, it's healthy, and it helps us have a more productive day. So we're going to create a morning routine, number one. We're going to create a space for learning, sacred if possible, but if not, separate, and has some separation. And then number three, we're going to make sure that the kids eat during the day. That also means having snacks available, whatever you would put in their lunchbox. If they get meals at school, many school districts are sending those meals home. So just to the greatest degree possible, recreate some of the structure of school so that your child's brain is acclimating to the fact that they should actually be learning. This is real education, not just stay at home and take a break. And then the fourth part is to actually have an ending time. I know sometimes my kids will start working and they just keep working. And it's really important that we send a signal to our brain, even if they have homework in the evening, that this is the end of the day. This, again, is sending a signal to your brain that it's time to change function. It's time to operate differently. They can take a break, have a snack, stretch their legs, maybe go outside for a walk, pretend like it's gym class, and then get to homework if they have homework. I'm not sure what this school year is going to bring. I'm not sure how their work is going to be assigned or when it's going to be due, if it's all going to be done during the day, or if there's going to be stuff that we consider homework since they're home all the time. But what I do know is if we want to set our kids up for success, to make them be able to use what the teachers have prepared, and I do believe that the teachers have worked very hard this summer to try to figure out how to deliver a quality education to our children while they are still at home. We as parents have to do our part. And that means getting them ready in the morning, creating a morning routine. Number two, creating a space where they can work. And as a part of that space, like if you're a young child, have the crayons for school be separate crayons from the crayons at home. I know it may sound silly, but really all of these things send a signal to your child and your child's brain that this space is important and it's not just bleeding into everything else. Make sure that they eat during the day, whether that's, multiple snacks or a full-fledged lunch. And number four, make sure that they have a stopping or ending time so that their brain knows that it's time to get on with the rest of their day, whatever that looks like. I hope these tips have been helpful. I hope that you'll have a great school year. I know I'm hoping for one, and I hope that we do get back to school at some point during this school year. But in the meantime, like and share this video, help other parents figure out how to have successful virtual learning environments at home. Until next time, I'm Dr. T.